I love friendship. I pride myself in being a very friendly person. However, I have been burnt many times. And
then I had an imaginary friend. So
I hope this is not on J.
they are some friends. You're talking to them and they are sizing you up.
Yeah.
It's a Nigerian thing. I don't know.
I don't know if it's a Nigerian thing. Hello, Open Table family. Thank you for watching our videos. Remember, please subscribe, like, and share this video. We appreciate your views, but we also want you to join our community and our family. Hit that subscribe button. Thank you.
Ladies, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
How are you guys doing today?
It's been good.
It's the month of friendship, of love, I hope you guys enjoyed all the lovey-dovey. Let's talk about problematic friendship. Why does friendship become problematic? At what point does it start? Because I don't want to believe you would start a friendship with being problematic, having problems. Then that means you won't come together as friends.
There's a song that says, for good times and bad times, I'll be your friend forevermore. So friendship in itself entails that whether the times are good or the times are bad, you should be there.
For better, for worse.
For worse. Almost like a match. But so it becomes problematic when you have that friend that is not there for the bad times, only there for the good times.
Well, what is friendship? That's where I will start from. I feel friendship is where two people, majorly any gender, come together or decide to become friends. Decide they have a common interest. They have a common thing that brings them together. It could be because they were in the same school, they find themselves in the same environment. They started just discussing online because some people have pen pals. I remember when we were young, far many decades ago, we had what we call pen pals. So friendship is where you have two people have a mutual interest in different things. Be friends, something brings you guys together. And many times it's a happy moment. It's for joy, it's for happiness, it's for positivity. But along the line, sometimes you get to know yourselves on a deeper level. And after some time, you realize that you have varying interests. You might discover that true color might start coming out, especially if the friendship is not genuine. And some genuine friendship are true. However, they could just be because of difference in principles, policy, perception, and character that might not have shown in the beginning. Yeah, we've all had friends, even right from childhood, from when we were even toddlers. But you don't know your friends fully until after you have interacted over a long time. And that's where you now know the true picture of, is this person a true friend, an associate, a colleague, or whatever, an acquaintance, whatever bracket you want to put them in. So that is when I'll call it problematic friendship, when your interests don't align anymore, when one person is taking advantage of the other person, or for so many reasons. There are many factors that can cause problems in friendship.
For me, I would say, who can I call my friend? Let me see. Someone I feel comfortable discussing things with. Like, fine, we all have family members that know much about you. Any other person aside from your relative, blood relative, and someone you can always confide in. Someone, when you are in your low moments, in your high moments, someone you know would always be there for you, no matter what, is someone I would call a friend. How do you get to make friends?
That's a very good question. How do I make friends? Sometimes I make friends based on sight. I can meet somebody anywhere and then we strike up a conversation and I see that we have common grounds, common principles, common thought processes. So that becomes the first attraction. And then if I relate to the person over time and I see that, oh, this person, we are in sync on most things. They see life from the perspective that I see it. They have the same principle set, the same belief system, the same value system. I now start looking at that person. Oh, this person can qualify to be my friend. So sight and then based on the person's behavior.
Well, personally, I'm a very friendly person. I love friends. I love friendship. I mean, my family members, kids, sisters, my siblings can testify, even my parents. I like friends. In fact, I remember growing up, I felt as if I prefer friends to family.
Wow.
I don't know. I have that feeling of being close to friends. When I get to school, I'm always happy. I'm a person that likes to gather people together.
Okay.
So I think
And
everybody
I think you're still that way.
I like gathering people together, having friends. Oh yeah, you, this my friend, you come and meet this friend, let's be friends, let's be in a group, and everything. So I'm actually a very friendly person. I like having friends around me and all. And so picking friends, I'm really not overly selective, but my own is once I feel that you're a happy person. You don't show off. You are not show offish. You are not too proud of yourself or a snob. Because I'm not a snob. I believe in treating people well and talking to people in a good way. So if you are snobbish, of course, I can't be your friend.
Yeah.
So once you don't have those criteria, I would like to be your friend. I like reaching out to people. In fact, personally, I reach out to people first.
Yes, you do.
I reach out to people first. So I pride myself in being a very friendly person. However, I have been burnt many times, and we'll talk about.
We'll still get to that. Oh, should I say? I honestly, I can't really. I don't know how to describe myself. I can be friendly, and at the same time, let me say I'm a friendly person. Yeah, I'm a friendly person. I make friends, but at the same time, I don't like too much friends. That's my kind of person. I like my circle being small. And my kind of person is like, I have different level of friendship that I have with people. There are some people that I've never, you are my friend, but I've never been to your house. Not because I feel proud or anything, but our level of friendship, I just don't want the level of friendship to get to that level. I study people and I tend to set boundaries a lot. So I have different friends with different grades of friendship. Some are just phone talking, like we can talk about gist, but I know when it comes to my personal life, I don't want you to know anything deep down. I've seen something that I noticed that I don't want you to know beyond the surface.
Right.
And some really knows everything. Even when I eat, you can practically say, oh, I know what Okiki ate today. I have those kind of friends too. So that's my kind of person. But do I make friends first? I would say I'm friendly, but I set boundaries. Okay.
Have you ever been burnt? Have you ever had any sour moments in your friendship life, being friends with people?
I'm very cordial, but I don't know how to make plenty friends because I'm loyalistic in a funny way. If I make you my friend, you are my friend. And because I am the way I am, I'm very careful to pick my friends because when they hurt me, it goes really deep. And then once I pull away, I have pulled away. I can't come back to that friendship. So I remember one time I had this very dear friend of mine, but she's the type that talks you down. And I don't think she was doing it
Deliberately?
Because I remember I called her one time, I said, you would chase me away with this attitude.
Oh, you told her?
I told her because she's by nature she's very, this kind of people that can move from 0 to 100. She's very much like that. And I told her that you will push me if you continue to do this. And she was, I beg. You everything now they bring talk come. And I said, the day will come when I will no longer speak. Because my kind of person, if you're offending me and I'm still talking about it, the moment I stop talking, I've decided there's nothing. So it wasn't like she did one thing and I got burnt. She just kept up an attitude on it. So that's
in my own experience, actually. For many years, I didn't learn my lessons on time. I would say, because I have to reflect this from when I was young. Because I remember, like I said, I've always been a friend kind of person.
Yeah.
Even my parents would beat me on top. I remember when I was even younger, I'm a twin.
Yeah.
So my twin sister, because we are not identical, we are really fraternal twin.
Right.
People always used to ask, are you twins? Even when we say we are twins, they tend to doubt us so much that, and then in height, because she was plumpier, I was slimmer when we were younger.
Okay.
I was slightly, because of my size, I would look like I was a bit taller than her. Because she was plumpy, she looks a little bit, not as tall as I was.
Yeah.
And so they just felt we were sisters or something. So it got to a time I was tired of the question. I said, yes, we are sisters. And my twin sister was really upset about that. She felt hurt. Are you denying me? But it's not because I like friends more than my family per se, but I just like being around people. I like to be happy. I like friends and all that. So along the line, I got burnt. You see this one gossip. That's when you see ladies, high secondary school. This one we talk about this. Oh, she said this. And because I'm also a bit of a friendly person and I chatter a little bit because I have to be friendly, that I have to be extrovertish. So I'm extrovertish. I'm always talking and everything. You now see the one who go put you inside trouble because you must say something that will hurt one person, or maybe because you are gisting somebody about something. So there were always these issues of, so like I said, I really didn't learn too much and also I get over things very fast. Right. So when that misunderstanding comes, after some time, I'll try to explain, try to reconcile and make up and everything. And I like to make up. I hate to be in an environment where there's malice or there is tension or people are angry with me. I feel so hurt. I try to make it up. I try to apologize and everything. Man, it was a bit exhausting because I didn't feel it until I grew much way older, and I had to start redefining my life. I had to start setting boundaries, even though I found it difficult to set boundaries because I felt I was hurting people by doing that. You are really strong. I didn't know how to set boundaries. So I rather decide to be hurt than to make others feel hurt. So even if my friends might have a group of 5 friends or 3 people that we are calling ourselves friends, if I feel one of my friends is hurt, I was the one that might be hurt in the beginning, but if I feel the other person is hurt because I was hurt and this one is doing talking and we are trying to settle quarrel, I'll rather take the blame just so that we can continue being friends. So I lived that kind of life all through secondary school, even a bit of university. Then in high school or university rather, I started reducing my circle. Yeah, so even though I was friendly, I now really knew how to put people in boxes, in different categories. Oh, best friends or close friends, general friends, and then acquaintances, because I must talk to everybody anyway. I must be close to I must not close, but I must be friendly with everybody. Right? So
must you?
That's my nature. I just have to, because I get into a room and I light up a room. That's the kind of person I am. I get into a room and I feel like I must say hello to most people I see around me. So I don't put you in the friend level, but at least I am not in a room and I'm carrying airs around me, or there's nobody. If I'm in a place and I'm there for like a day, 2, and there's nobody I'm talking to, I feel miserable.
Right. Wow.
I feel like, is there nobody friendly here? You can't make friends here.
See, that's where I can enjoy my own company. I really don't. I'm not to say I'm not a friendly person, but I enjoy my company. I can be in a room 2 days.
I think I'm like that. So once I have my family members, my sisters are like, so I'm so used to them. Yeah. So with or without friend, I think I'm good. Right. I can always talk to them. And at a time, some years back, I was missing not having that close friend, because when I'm going out, I will notice I'm with my sister. When someone invites me for party, I'm planning with my sister. So I was kind of missing when I see people take pictures with friends or have outings with their friends. I think I need this kind of life. Life should be beyond your family. I should have people you call friends. Do I have friends? But like I said, I'm this kind, not deliberately anyway, maybe my kind of person. I set not boundaries, but I leave this gap. When you ask that question, have you been burnt? I can't really say yes or no, because before it gets to that stage, I would have actually withdrawn myself. I don't get so close to someone that when you hurt me, it really pinches me. I don't know, not deliberate.
So even though I won't enter into a room and light it up. First of all, my resting face looks as if I'm funny. A lot of people have told me that. But if you come close and talk to me, you find that I'm very funny and all the rest. But once I make you my friend, you will stay forever. That's the difference. Yeah. So I have friends that we've been friends for 30 years.
I do too.
20 years. So I pick people, you're my friend. And then if I see that something is beginning to shake the friendship,
I don't want us
to break. And if the person is the type, because I believe that there's no friendship that won't have issues and shakings and all that. So if you are really my friend, when those shakings come and we talk about it should make us stronger and then we move on. So I have friends that I've had for 30, some years. And then we might not talk every day, but when we do pick up the call, I have one in South Africa, I have one in Nigeria, amazing ladies. Once we pick the call, it's like we just finished talking yesterday, because that friendship I've built over the years.
I have people like that too, like that we've been friends for years, but I've
never had the friend. In secondary school thing.
Yeah.
I was so afraid of it. I would say it in pidgin. They say, them say. I was so afraid of that. So instead of having girlfriends, boys were
Oh, that's another level of friendship.
I
Like
don't want to do
having
this tomboy. Everybody thought that what's wrong with this? And then I had an imaginary friend.
oh
I created a friend in my mind
That you were interacting with.
that I interact with.
oh.
How did that work?
But
So
I hope this is not Ogbanje.
my parents were very restricted, like conservative home. So you don't go to the neighbors, you don't do this, you don't do that. And so I had to find a way to have a friend. So I had an imaginary friend.
No, this my mom has we are 4 girls and 1 boy, so she has this fear of you guys getting pregnant. So she was just always monitoring you, like from school, go back inside, like the gate is locked, you don't. And I used to have a friend that comes to my, like from school, she comes with me home. My mom at times sends her away. That once you go to your parents' house, you need to leave. So that kind of, so we were friends with each other. We never go out to people's house. I don't go visiting. People do not come, like, so we're friends with each other, and that grew till we patterned till everybody was growing up. And I think that's one of the things that really affected. I can, once I have my sisters with me, that's the I can do without friendship, but but that's not the right thing anyway. Yeah, and that's one of the things I'm trying to encourage my children to make friends like them, make friends.
There's no completely wrong or right way about it. It's just make sure that you are a social human being, or you are a wholesome person. If it's your family you are comfortable with, if it is making friends outside you are comfortable with. So because
What if you're
ways
comfortable
other no, I don't subscribe to that. I feel that it can lead to so many other things. I don't even think any parent right now will be comfortable if their friends say, "Mom, I have an imaginary friend." I mean, you will start biting and losing.
Start praying, say you start praying, speaking in tongues,
so that
to send that imaginary friends away.
So, but however, I experienced that. Even though I said I was a very friendly, all over the place person, my friendships didn't last too long. Why? Because I move on quickly too.
Right.
Yeah, you were like, I hold on to you till the very end. I'm this type that after maybe that circumstance, like I remember any of my primary school friends that we interact.
Wow.
I can't even remember their names. I can't remember their faces. Okay, I remember one particular guy. And that's just because he's not my friend. I didn't like him. I remember his name right now, Muda something. He used to be my twin sister seat partner, and he used to be so troublesome and made her life a hell. So I know that's why I even remember him primary school. But secondary school, I remember a couple, we still have this old students association, but there's no personal interaction. There's none I call, I pick up a call phone and call and everything. So I'm done with you. Our friendship is ended. I move on. My next phase in life, I make friends in that circle again. So that's how I have. But over time, I have learned to keep more solid friendships because with maturity, with more awareness, with more need for networking and social connection, there's a need to, like in adult life now, I started having more roots in friendship. That I have friends I can say, yes, maybe 15, 20 years ago, we are still solid till now.
Yeah. In my secondary school in GSS1, the 4 of us that sat on the same desk, we stayed as friends.
Oh,
Until now.
she's friends.
When I was coming to Canada, it was one of them, Kadijat.
Oh,
He was the one that we spent the night in her house. She took me to the airport.
That's
Patricia is in South Africa. We still talk. And then when I moved to the university, Phil and all the rest, we still talk like as if we live in the same house.
from primary
So
school.
once I mark you as my friend, you're not going anywhere.
You'll bond together.
But it takes a while. For
Yeah. But about friendship now, we've said the good sides of having friends, and now let's go to that problematic, the other side of it, like the problematic. At what point does friendship become problematic? I know everyone will start on a good note and things like that. So what do you watch out for? Our viewers are watching. They want to know what to watch out for, those signs for you to know, oh, this friendship is becoming problematic. And
when I gave the way I pick my friends and said we have to be the same value, the same mindset and everything. So I remember there's this lady I met, and at the time I met her, I thought we had the same mindset. I didn't even know that. I don't know whether she was putting up an act or she was trying to move away from whatever lifestyle she had before. So I decided to draw me first, and then when we talked, so we became real good friends. at the initial. And I remember then the sister one day asked me, so why do you like my sister? Because both of you are two different.
So no.
I said, I like her. I think we are the same. She said, no. And then there was a day I came to the house unannounced. This was way after university. And no, I don't have issues against people that smoke, but I saw her smoking.
Oh.
And I was like, you smoke? She said, yeah. Yeah, I smoke. So what else do you do that I don't know? And she said, you do holier than thou. But she had a rough life, so she was a really wild child. And she said, but the day I talked with you, I just really liked her. I said, we cannot be on the same, because the next day she said she was going to go hang out with some guys. I should come with her. I said, we can't do this. We are not the same. And over time, because our principles are different, we just...
But how long did you know her before you found her smoking? You were kind of good friends.
So a month after
you started interacting.
I started interacting with her. And she said that because of the way she knew, when we were talking, she sensed that I wouldn't like those things she does. So every time I'm around, she would hide it. So she wasn't even being her real self in my presence. So I wasn't a good friend to her too, because it wasn't being her real self. So she got tired of putting up the act. And then she just said, this is who I am. And I said, oh, I understand it, but we can't, because I don't roll in your crowd. You're a great person, but you can't be in my friend circle. You have a very different outlook to life, and I have. For me, that became a problem, and I kind of yeah. And there are the ones that maybe for whatever reason they become toxic or they talk you down. I don't like people that when instead of me being propped up when we are talking, you're like, they are some friends and they are talking to you and you're talking to them and they are sizing you up. It's a Nigerian thing. I don't know if
I don't know if it's a Nigerian thing.
I don't know if there's a way to translate it in English when they size. I'll do it in front of the camera. So you're talking to the person like,
no, the person keeps snickering maybe behind you, or it's always
so when that happens, I should come alive in your presence as my friend. I shouldn't have to now wonder, does this person like me or not? Exactly. So
for me, I would say genuinely when my friend is doing well, I'm happy. Even when I don't have what you have at that time, or when I don't even have it, I'm genuinely happy for people, because I have this mindset. When you are happy for people, it's a way to attract your own blessings. It might not be at that moment, but definitely to come. So whatever. But so when I start noticing people that okay, you are out them, but when you make progress, not deep down, you can tell. For me, I think I have that instinct. I can tell when they are deep down, they are not so happy. Why is it or something? Oh, that's okay. I understand the face you were talking about. Why is it hard? That kind of person. Honestly, before I was setting my boundary, it won't be okay. I won't tell you I'm not friends with you. I don't do that. But you can tell over time. You'll be able to tell that no, we are not the same. She's of drifting apart. So that's a big deal breaker for me.
For me, I experienced some horrible situations where friends talk behind your back, and gossip and say nasty things about you, and you will not know. Unfortunately, you might even be the last to get to find out. I've had that kind of experiences. And because I want to maintain friendship, I might not recognize in the beginning, I will still be excusing that person. Not that I don't see the sign. I might still be giving excuses. Oh, probably it's something I did wrong. Probably something I might have said. Did I do something to offend this person?
Just to make up
that thing. So I take the blame indirectly on myself, just so that, in fact, oh my God, sometimes I look at myself over the years and I later became more matured. I realized that when I say matured, not matured in age alone, but matured with life experiences. I started learning because they dealt with me. So you will learn from the lessons and the mistakes you've done. So I started realizing that I don't have to take every bullshit that's being pushed to me. I want to be your friend. I'll take it and swallow it. Not like I was being overpressed and I was like a pick me kind of person, but I just felt I want to make peace. I want to make peace. Okay, then let me just forget it and forgive her, and then we'll continue. But there was this particular person that broke the camel's back, I would say, for me. She opened my eyes to no, enough is enough. So somebody that I called my friend, we were reading, we were doing things together. Out of everything, trying to be interactive with our friendship, you know. So this person, we used to read together, do things together. I felt you are my friend and sharing ideas together. But I didn't know that every little step I take, every slight minor jokes I might have made or everything, there's an interpretation, negative interpretation towards it.
Yeah.
It could just even be that maybe the way I flipped my legs, maybe I just crossed my legs and the person is like, maybe because of this reason. And then not knowing also that that person is, because we're like a trio, is talking to me about me to our
another
third person and trying to like malign me, say horrible things about me. And I just come back, we meet again, we are together. I'm just unaware of what is happening. And but behind me, when I'm not in the picture, there is this talk about me. It was until one day the third person in question had to like call me and say, I've been observing this thing so said about you to me, but I don't see that thing in you. Well, there was one time or the other, it looked as if I was seeing it, but it was because it was based on what that person has been feeding me. And every step you make, I think I almost started interpreting it to be what that person has been feeding me with. But when I decided to like, no, and I was happy because that person could be like more matured mentally than maybe whatever, maybe the two of us or the three of us. And she said, when she looked into it, I was like, because she's also a very sound Christian and said to use her Christian values and Christian mindset, like, no, it's enough is enough. Let me just, outside what this person is telling me, let me observe this lady very well and see if she's the kind of picture that's been painted. And she realized that that was not the picture she's getting from me. That was not the vibe she's seeing. Then when she now opened up to me that, see, this is what so person is like. She herself confessing because she also used to like talk about it being that, I also maybe, me too. Maybe that is true because me too, I saw this thing. That, you know, that kind of talk. And I was unaware and she now had to open up and confess what they have been talking about. And I'm like, in fact, I wept because in many times in friendship I've wept because of what people will say and now. So I was like, no, and this is how So that's when I now knew, okay, so this person, she laughs in my presence when we are all together, but behind my back, she has been stabbing me and trying to like make this other person see me for who I am not. So that really crossed the line for me. And after that, and that was not even like when I was small. I mean, like in my adulthood, like as recent as 6 years ago or 7 years ago. So I had to now look at it and say, no, I have to draw the line. That breakup of that friendship really hurt me so bad. In fact, my husband was even like, you are really so sad, moody, like it was a man that broke your heart. You know, it really hit me because I'm like, no, but I've invested. This is a person I just feel maybe we can mend ways. And I keep doing that right from when I was young. Maybe we can mend ways. And I try to take the phone call, try to call that person who has been stabbing me to explain myself. You know, my friend, this is not what I am doing. No. That thing you're interpreting. No, I tried to make explanation. I
was going to ask that. Did you reach out?
I did. So made explanation, and on more than one or two occasions. I do that too because of my upbringing, my Christian mindset, my spiritual belief of making peace with everybody, no malice, try and, you know, to also go to heaven, right? So I have that in my head at that time. So I tried to make all effort just so that can we reconcile? Can you understand me so that we can move on from there? But it was like hitting a brick wall because the more I was doing, the more I felt I was even demeaning myself. Because this is somebody that when you call, let's talk, what have I done to you? And she has that air of, oh, you have come to beg me. And this was even a junior person to me in age. So I was like, it's not like that too. Me too, I have strong score in my head.
I'm just being the mature person.
Yeah, let's just be mature. Because when I get to, I was depressed, it actually affected my mood. So that was a real big deal breaker. And over time, from there was a flip and a switch in my interaction, making of friends, being very, very select, being very particular, being very intentional. And then I had to start really breaking a lot of things down, reducing my circle. Since then, I reduced my circle to a very small circle. So I don't do elaborate circles anymore. I don't want to be everybody's friend. I want to be accepted. I want you to like me for me, not be a second option or want to buy your friendship by my being
By
too
being
nice,
too careful
by
to-
walking on eggshells around you, and then I'm just losing out, but I'm trying to project you, whatever, I don't know. So it broke me at that time. I went through it for a few months, weeks, and then after that, when I came out of it, it was like someone that had died and resurrected. I resurrected a new man.
Maybe that friendship was actually not meant to be.
Yes.
Some situations happen and you like you found your friend smoking. Ideally, if you didn't find her in that condition, you might still be forcing a friendship which was actually not meant to be. And that would even bring me to the point, like at times we outgrow each other. You might actually be friends and one or two things it might not even be any issue. You might your ways might not be the same, the way you see things might not come to that mind. But I believe as adults, if it gets to that stage, it's something you can always talk about, not something like this person was now trying to backstab you. If it was, you can always, you did this, and like our ways cannot.
I believe strongly in communication.
Communication.
Like that friend I told you about, when I found out, I was like, okay, I will call and say, for this reason and this reason and this reason, I might not be able to be with you as a friend in that level. Sometimes they take it, but that means you're not a good friend. Well, that's bad. That's unfortunate. But I just can't. Our principles and lifestyle and value system has to.
But I've heard people say friendship is always sweeter, more interesting when the circle is limited, like maybe when you are 2 or maybe max 3. But you're like, because when
it has to do with your personality.
It doesn't matter if you are 5, or because with some group of friends, they might be 5, they might be 4, and things are really going on well. Nobody talks bad about this one to the other, and some people it doesn't work. Like it has to be me and you. Like that's to be.
There's some people like that. They don't know how to share with someone. So by the time you are their friend and they see you talking with another person, they are all girls. Jealousy has come. Why are you talking? I remember in secondary school, so why are you talking to my friend? Like, I'm supposed to be everybody's
friend.
So people's personalities also come in play. But I agree with your point where you say that some friendship you outgrow some friendship. Nothing you just outgrew the friendship because
what could have caused that?
Sometimes relocation caused that, because I know a few friends that there is no common ground to talk anymore, because they are there, I'm here, life has changed. I one comes to mind now, and I know she might think I'm a bad friend, but she's there, I'm here, I'm married, she's not married. So every time we gather to talk, it's like, you're all better now, you don't marry. The conversation wasn't refreshing anymore. So over time.
Like the closest I will have to maybe outgrowing friendship was, but we actually came back. We are still because as I was moving backward, my friend was pulling me. Oh my, like she sent message, we must be friends. Distance will not separate us. And what happened was, while I'm this kind of, when I call you my friend, you can practically know everything about me. I don't know how to hide things. I want you to know it. So when we started my relocation journey, I told her about it because I was hoping that, your family too can come over. Let's IELTS, the time we're all reading for IELTS and things like that. So as like the way Canada stuff comes along. Anyway, we got from even we'll be leaving next week Monday. I told that to the extent when she'll come to my, like, we're packing together. And so when I got here, I was still always calling because I was just like kind of encouraging her. I don't want, and when Canada Dream wasn't coming forth, I was even saying, people are going to the UK, why not maybe try UK on study visa? So she now said, we'll try. I understand financially, like the idea, because I know like the situation was, but I was still try to. And later, there was a day I called because I don't forget people. I was checking on her because I don't want to be like, you relocated abroad and you now forgot. It wasn't a friendship of, I would want to even say it's a friendship of progress.
Right.
Nothing like, we party together because my friend is this Oyinbo-ish person. So it wasn't like we go to parties or we talk beyond work or we graduated together we did our masters together. So it was more like progress thing, nothing like partying, a kind of friendship. I have those kind of friends anyway. So So when she was traveling and she was asking me for a cake recipe or something like that, and she was on her way to Lagos. She said, "Oh, okay, we're on our way to Lagos." When someone says, "Oh, I'm on my way to Lagos," I never thought you were going to the UK. Yeah, though she told me at the time when, "Oh, I needed the scale you used to pack your things," and I learned like it wasn't my scale. I borrowed to, and I can't even get from that person again. So I knew they'd actually gotten their visa. But sure, for her, she said when she told me she was on her way to Lagos, when I called, she thought I understood that they were leaving. So I felt so bad. Practically the day I left, you knew everything. Like, so how could what happened?
Like she relocated and you feel she didn't tell
That she didn't tell me. Then she didn't carry me along. But she now said, "No, I understand." So she left.
You jinx it, so they don't say it. So thing of friendship. That's why
we didn't talk for later. I didn't even know. So I was, this lady that I sent this thing, like, have you gotten, because my mind was, she was still in Ibadan. Now, so she's settling is not easy. The cold weather, she was now just like the way when you saw, she's just still trying to settle that because her husband had actually gone before her and things like that. So I was like, "Are you in the UK?" She said, "Yes." When, what happened? So I told you I went on. So I felt so bad. That's me. I told her. Has it become, anyway, it's okay. I'm so happy for you, but I won't lie to you. I felt so bad. Like, am I a bad person? When even want to count friends that has been helpful, and she even says it all the time that, "Oh, you've been good influence to me. You've been this and that." But she actually apologized and said she thought I knew. And like, she was even thinking, "Oh, he didn't check up on me." Like I was settling her. So after that, for me, that was kind of, I don't want, but that was like I said, she was now pulling me back. Okay. Like she would send message and say, "Okay, Kim, I know you. When I send you message, we laugh over things. When you see something on Instagram that is funny, you send to me. But you stop doing all those, your comments under my, like when she send message is always so brief." And also that was a lie to you. I was really hurt. Not because you made progress, but just because I felt the position I put you in my life, not like you didn't put me same way. But so we got over it. We still talk now, but she explained that part, and I saw it that way. But at least at the end of the day, I'm happy for our family.
I've started learning also to set boundaries.
Yeah.
In fact, I used to struggle with doing that for a long time. But now, I'm master.
Highly important.
I still have my, weak points when it comes to that. I'm not so rigid about it. In fact, I had a conversation with one of my friends. I realized that instead of me being the first going out, meeting friends, trying to make friends, you to come and meet me. Let people make me their friend so that it's genuine from your end. Because I might be genuine from my end, then I now become a burden to you, right? Yeah. I become like, maybe you really didn't want me, you only accommodated me. So over time, I am no more. If you want to be my friend, you too, reach out to me, number one. Number two, other boundary I make is equal. Equal, two ways, a two-way traffic. I always have been the type that I give. In fact, it takes me a very long time before I realize that, wait though, I've been pouring into this person. I don't receive. And initially, I'm even oblivious to, am I getting anything back from this person? No, I want to show you my love. Make it know, say I like him, be like, let me be your friend. So I give and pour myself into this person. I go out of my way. In fact, it's many times I realize that I go visit friends. I will visit them. And then nobody visits me. And I was like, no. That means you are giving more than you are receiving. And I used to still care way back. But now I care. I realize that I want you to need me as much as I need you. As I want you, you to want me, so that it's mutual, it's equal. It should be equal. That's just my own. Relationship should be equal. And with that, I tell people now, there's a friend of mine I said, energy for energy. Egusi for egusi. If you show me, I show you. If you are, even though I'm still very friendly with everybody, I try to make sure I interact. Like in my office, place of work particularly, even though that's not a place for friends, but we still have work friends, right? So for my own work friends circle that will be close to me, I look at energy, same energy. If you give me energy of good morning, I'll give you energy of good morning, how are you? But if you give me morning, me too, morning. And if you give me energy of I pass you, you pass me. I won't even bat an eye not to greet you. It's before. So now people tell, no, if he's not greeting you, greet me. Greet you when you did not greet me. We are not quarreling, especially if you're in the office.
Exactly.
If there's anything you ask me officially, I will answer. And if I ask you if there's any official, I'll meet you. So I have learned to draw those boundaries, and it has helped me. Before I thought maybe I will die. Or maybe I will depreciate, or maybe I'll feel too lonely. But no, it's not that way. And I feel over time I have grown to appreciate myself like you have always done, love myself, and then I have grown my circle small. And good thing, the few friends I have now are for better, for worse. In fact, they are friends that my family knows, my husband, people around me. If they say name 3-4 friends, they know who they can just call. 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe something like that. Yeah, and it has made my life better. I realized that one has to first of all love yourself.
Yeah.
Love yourself, appreciate yourself, know yourself for who you are, and be happy with yourself. Because that's the only time other people will be happy. And if you realize you are in a room where somebody is not giving you attitude, is showing you, doing anything negative, some people backbite about you, backstab you, treat you like you don't exist, or they are depending on you. Some friends are friends that they are after you for what you are giving them. So you are indirectly buying their friendship, because every time you are giving them this, you are giving them that, the opportunities. Oh my God, I don't know if we will have a part 2, because we're going into the one that of opportunities, people that you have given. And that's all. They're always sharing their problems with you, and however, I have learned all the ways to set boundaries and put people at arm's length, cut off, and bring close.
Honestly, I want to agree with you. Putting people at arm's length really helps. So when any situation comes, you don't feel bad. When you don't expect too much from someone, then whatever comes with it won't shake you. It won't shake you. Yeah, you can always. I think I want to agree with you and support that point anyway. And for me, like I have and I think I will still continue to that, like, different level of friendship. Yeah. Not everybody would be that friend that you think. Some would just be, oh, you are good, you are not fighting, but not everybody should be that. Just not really worth it. Once you identify someone, you can actually define who they are, then define that kind of level of friendship, then it helps, it makes life easy. And before you can even be friends for 50 years and you won't even hurt each other.
I think longevity in friendship is more important than longevity. I want to grow old with my friend and we are all rickety.
But all in all, it's good to have friends. You can't really overemphasize the place of a friend in one's life.
Good friend.
Okay, good friend.
A good genuine friend. I had friends. Good genuine friends who value you too as you value them.
Life is to be enjoyed. Plan friends. So that I think we should have a part 2, like how to maintain your friend, how to sustain your friendship. What are those things? Because we are all not like every one of us is not perfect. Exactly. So what are those things we can do to maintain our friendship, to be a better person? In our friendship.
Watch out for part 2. Bye.